Everyone, good morning. Welcome to today's anatomy and embryology class. Today we will learn about the human spermatozoa, the male reproductive cells responsible for fertilization and the beginning of human life. We will discuss the structure, parts, functions, and its important clinical and examination point of view, relevant for MBBS, FMGE, NEET-PG, and NEET-PG aspirants. By the end of this session, you will have a clear understanding of this fascinating cell and its role in human reproduction. So, let's begin our journey into the world of human spermatozoa. Thank you very much. Yes, I have already provided one very good picture of human sperm. Okay, human sperm, that is spermatozoa. So, in the human sperm, you will see there is a division. Okay, from this picture you can find. From here to here, they are telling that this is head, and from here to here, they are telling that midpiece, and all this part is the tail or flagellum. Okay, or this is known as acrosome. So, the question they will ask, in which part this mitochondria exist? Okay, so this is in a midpiece. In the head piece, first of all, the first part will come in the head piece is acrosome, then nucleus, and then centriole. Okay, so let's begin our first MCQ for today. Okay. In human spermatozoa, the maximum number of mitochondria is present in the yes, please tell me, this is now your turn. Maximum number of mitochondria is present in, yes, the first is head piece, A, B is neck, C is middle piece, and D is principal piece. Okay, so please tell me your answer. Of course, yes, you are right. Yes, Mr. Middle piece. This is the right answer, middle piece. Explanation. The middle piece contains the helically arranged mitochondria. That generates. Why they in the middle piece or mid piece, the mitochondria is there because it generates ATP required for the sperm motility. So please try to understand, even a sperm need ATP. Okay, even a sperm need ATP for its motility. Okay, so ATP is very important for our sperm. The development of our sperm, how it's developing acrosome cap and spermatid, excess cytoplasm and mitochondria here. Developing flagellum, I have already shown you. Mitochondria, microtubules, this is microtubules here, and developing flagellum, this is developing flagellum. Okay, so come here again, it's see here the head, mid piece, tail, and this is called end piece. Okay, axial filaments, mitochondria, again see here mitochondria in the mid piece. Here you can see the acrosome in the head piece and mitochondria again in the body or mid piece. Okay, come to the another question. This is another question. Please, first of all, read the question. The dash is derived from which of the following? Okay, the acrosome of sperm. The acrosome of sperm. Okay, the acrosome of a sperm is derived from which of the following? A, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. B, mitochondria. C, Golgi apparatus. And D, lysosome. Okay. So the answer will be acrosome of the sperm is derived from which of the following? Derived from which of the following? Of course, the answer is Golgi apparatus. Explanation. During a spermiogenesis, the acrosome develops from the Golgi apparatus and contains enzymes such as acrosine and hyaluronidase. And okay, this is the enzyme. Two enzymes, acrosine and hyaluronidase. Okay. Come to the some important point. In man, a sperm, especially about the sperm, in man is flat, oval, spoon-shaped. Okay, acrosome forms its tip covered by the double-walled membrane extending down along the nucleus to form the head cap. Acrosome secrete an enzyme, a sperm lysine and hyaluronidase. Come to the next question. Okay, the dash shows which microtubular arrangement. Okay, the dash shows the exoneme of the sperm, exoneme of the sperm. Okay, so this is our complete question. Sperm, exoneme of the sperm tail, exoneme of the sperm tail shows which microtubular arrangement. Okay. So yes, please tell me the arrangement, about the arrangement. 9 plus 0, 13 plus 2, 8 plus 1, 9 plus 2. Yes, of course, the answer is 9 plus 2. Okay. So come to the explanation. A sperm flagellum has its classic 9 peripheral doublets and 2 central microtubules responsible for movement. This is responsible for movement. This is the central microtubular pair, inner dynein arms and outer dynein arms. Yes, diagram of the normal ultrastructure of the ciliary axonemes in the transverse section, microtubular doublets. This is microtubular doublets and this is nexine, dynein regulatory complex, radial spoke. So this is all about 9 plus 2 structures. See here, this is the cilia, 9 plus 2. Okay, cilia, 9 plus 2 arrangement and 9 plus 0 arrangement. There is no membrane. This is the outer membrane, this is the inner membrane, this is the inner membrane, this is the central part, central pair of the microtubules, this is the radial spoke, and this is the central sheath. Okay, this is the central sheath. Come to the another point. Yes, so this is acrosome, mitochondria in the middle, centriole, and I will tell you one important point: the bioenergetics of the sperm, oxidative phosphorylation pathway in the mitochondria, midpiece and glycolysis pathway of the sperm and the fibrous sheath. A sperm movement moves by the rotating around its own and also around its middle axis, similar to the spinning top, and it uses asymmetry to create symmetry. Okay, midpiece is same here. The midpiece is given here, powerhouse of the sperm, and may play the major role in the ATP production for the sperm motility. Come here, see, again it's like this, axonemes and cross section. Cross section is given here, so you can see and read the axonemes. Axoneme has the 9 plus 2 arrangements, which is in our answer. Okay. Come to the question number 4. Which enzyme is present in the sperm acrosome helps the sperm penetrate the zona pellucida? Already we have discussed. Okay, so what is the answer? Yes, very much. This is option A, catalase, option B, DNA polymerase, option C, trypsin, and option D, acrosine. Okay, of course the answer will be, for this type of question, answer will be acrosine. Okay, explanation. Acrosine is the major proteolytic enzyme that digests the zona pellucida during fertilization. Okay, this is acrosome. This is acrosome. See, this is acrosome in the beginning here. Acrosome cap and zona pellucida. He is here given zona pellucida, jelly cap. This is fertilization. And acrosome is a cap-like vesicles filled with the enzyme hyaluronidase and proteases. That helps a sperm to penetrate secondary oocyte to bring about the fertilization. So acrosome is very much important. Second point, the middle piece contains many mitochondria which provide the energy ATP for locomotion. This is headpiece, this is headpiece, this is headpiece, this is tail, okay, acrosome, and again the mitochondria here in the mid piece, okay. Come to here, fertilization. See, the acrosome is working here, the egg nucleus, cytoplasm of ovum, follicle cells, first polar body is here, cytoplasm of ovum, zona pellucida, cortical granules, and sperm nucleus is here. Okay, so fertilization and the implantation. Some sperm nucleus containing chromosomes, acrosomes containing enzymes, plasma membrane of the sperm. This is plasma membrane of the sperm. Perforations in the acrosome wall, perforation in the acrosomal wall. 3. Plasma membrane of the oocyte and enzyme breaking down the zona pellucida. Enzyme is working here to break the zona pellucida. Here, a sperm in the cytoplasm of oocyte without its plasma membrane. Okay. Come to the question number 5. Okay, question number 5. The principal source of ATP required for yes, please tell me, required for a sperm motility. The principal source of ATP required for a sperm motility. What is the answer? Nucleus, acrosome, mitochondria in the middle piece, and centriole. Okay. The principal source of ATP required for sperm motility is nucleus, acrosome, mitochondria in the middle piece, and centriole. Number 5 is what is the answer? Mitochondria in the middle piece. So explanation is given here. Mitochondria in the middle piece synthesize ATP through the oxidative phosphorylation, powering the flagellar movement. So to power the flagellar movement, we need the ATP. So mitochondria in the middle piece synthesize ATP through the oxidative phosphorylation, powering the flagellar movement. Thank you very much for today's class. We will again have our next class. This is a picture. Already I have explained you the middle piece, neck, and everything. Semen analysis. So a sperm count you can see here, and a sperm morphology, a sperm motility. As percentage of motility, how you find? Total sperms minus non-motile sperms divided by total sperms into 100. Okay. So normally 50%. Normally 50% of the sperm motile. Okay. Count the sperm motility. How you will count the sperm motility? Total sperms minus non-motile sperm divided by total sperms into 100. Okay. So suppose if the sperm is the total sperm is 200 and the non-motile sperm is 60, and again the total sperms is 200 into 100. So the motility of the sperm is 70%. So I will tell you for today's class is that this MCQs, 5 MCQs will help you a lot to understand a lot of basic concepts. So try your best to learn these MCQs and little bit theory part which I have provided. Thank you very much for today's class. I hope you will get a lot of advantage from it. Thank you very much, my dear friends. Have a nice day.